Good afternoon. Now the floor is given to the representative of Presidential Administration on ATO issues, Colonel Lysenko. Good afternoon, dear colleagues. Now the information about the events that happened in the ATO area during the last 24 hours, and also about training of Ukrainian troops. In Lugansk area, the intensity of armed groups that are supported by Russia decreased, and yesterday in the evening the militants used grenade launchers, large caliber machine guns and small arms. They fired at Ukrainian positions near Stanitsa Luganska. In the course of the shelling, they damaged entrance door and the wall of one of the residential houses. Also, they delivered fire at Nova Alexandrivka and Novozvanivka. Ukrainian military intelligence service recorded the creation of mobile mortar groups of the militants that planned to shell the positions and also the residential area to create propaganda for Russian media. And we state that Ukraine adheres to Minsk agreements and international law in order to save lives of peaceful residents that still live in the line of confrontation. Donetsk area, the hottest area, is Avdiivka production area, where the militants launched 104 mines. This is 82 and 120 millimeter mortar. So each shelling was accompanied by precision fire from different types of weapons, grenade launchers, machine guns and small arms. Also, the militants used APCs in Opatna village that is not far away. Also, the shelling continues at Svetlodarska Balch. The militant delivered fire with the use of heavy weapons, including 122 millimeter cannons, mortars, and also used APCs at the positions of ATO operation near Lugansk village. The shellings also were in Svetlodarsk and Travneva village that are at the other side of Vligirsky water reservoir. Also near Svetlodarsk, enemy mortars and APCs were active, and near Travneva, the militants used mortars and heavy artillery. According to the staff of ATO, the militants concentrated the weapons at several sites, and they deliver fire at our positions. This is Lognino village that is on the way to the Debaltseve and Golmivsky region. Also, the situation is tense near Gorlovka. So in Zaitsevo and Novgorodsk, the militants delivered fire from grenade launchers, machine guns and small arms. Also, there were shellings near Novoselivka Druga. In Mariupol area, armed provocations and shellings continue along the front line. And they do not use massive mortar shellings. They use mortar sporadically, one mortar shelling in Marienka, Krasnogorivka, Chermalik, and Shirokine. And in these places, the militants used grenade launchers, small arms, and near Krasnogorivka, they used APCs. Also, there were sporadic provocations in Bogdanivka and Talakivka, and near Novotroitska, the enemy sniper was active. According to intelligence service, the militants plan to advance artillery unit against armed forces of Ukraine that is near Pavlopol and Peshchivik, and it demonstrates hostile attitude of the militants and their unwillingness to adhere to the conditions of the ceasefire. Ukrainian troops are ready to repel the enemy in case of escalation of the conflict. During the last 24 hours, in the result of the military actions, 3 Ukrainian servicemen were killed and 16 were wounded in the course of the military actions in Donetsk area. 8 of them were shell-shocked in the course of artillery shelling of the positions near Lugansk. We express our condolences to the relatives and close ones of those who were killed. Losses of the enemy. 2 militants killed and 5 wounded. These are the representatives of 3 illegal armed groups. And these are verified data, but maybe there can be more, those who were wounded or killed. So SBU of Ukrainian police found arms from the region of ATO in Izium, Kharkivsky Oblast. The officers confiscated 4 anti-tank grenade launchers, 2 grenade F1 cartridges, 2 Kalashnikov gun and Makarov pistol, and also a lot of marijuana. SBU also found a group that illegally transported goods to the temporarily occupied area. The officers detained one of the organizers of this group while he was crossing Zaitsevo checkpoint, and in the course of search, they confiscated 835,000 hryvnias and documents that is the evidence of their illegal activity. In Terezk, police officers detained a militant. 44-year-old man took part in occupation of the city in May and June 2014. This man was serving at the checkpoint that was near Novgorodchina in the Nechina, and his task was to search the cars and to reveal Ukrainian patriots from other regions, and now he will be brought to justice soon. So SBU of Ukraine also detained the internet user who supported Russian peace. This resident of Severodonetsk created some pages on social media, and he delivered anti-Ukrainian propaganda. Then he was contacted by a Russian recruiter, and he proposed to him to create full-scale resource to provide Russian propaganda in front region. And the administrator got information from Russian sources in order to carry out information war against Ukraine. SBU detained this man while he was sitting in front of his computer, and while he was administering anti-Ukrainian site. Training of Ukrainian troops are on the wane. The Marines were parachuted, and they destroyed the facility of the imaginary enemy. And these were experienced Marines, and they took part in ATO. And together with them, young recruiters who served under contract also took part in the training. Ukrainian national guardsmen were using different vehicles and APCs in the course of their training. They also were trained how to repair it and how to use all types of weapons that are mounted on these APCs. And also the paratroopers undergo training and firing in the Czech Republic and the military academy. Ukrainian paratroopers also are trained according to NATO standards together with the servicemen of 10 states, and all this is done under the supervision of British instructors. NATO summit was completed yesterday, and the members of the alliance agreed to create complex package of assistance for security of Ukraine and in order to reform armed forces. And this will be done through a special NATO fund and special a new fund was opened, and the members of the alliance said that the biggest number of violations against the OSCE members is done in the occupied territories, and any political process in Donbas is possible only if there is full ceasefire. Thank you. This is all information. If you have questions, please ask. No questions? Thank you. Thank you.